Ooh, that was a little loud. What is up, chat? I guess my mic's loud. Everything's loud. It's Friday, and we are loud. What's going on, boys and girls? We're live again. Bitcoin doing some stuff. We've got Circle IPOing today or yesterday, up considerably. We're going to look at that chart early in the episode. We're going to break down Bitcoin. We're going to look at the charts that you're looking at. How you guys feeling? It's Friday. Hopefully you're feeling good. Let's get some good vibes going. Let's get some good feelings. And let's carry those into the weekend. That sounds like a good idea. If you're here today, that means 1, you're a Chad. 2, I love you. But 3, could you do me a favor? Hit that like button, subscribe, put a message in the chat, vote in the poll, engage with the live stream. The more that happens, the more YouTube sees you enjoying it, the more YouTube shows us to new people. And man, crypto as a scene is like dead right now. There is just such little retail interest, such low hype going on. Let's try to get that hype a little higher together. We can do it. We can do it. You're getting tickled by the dip. Speaking of that dip, yesterday, a little unusual, maybe we'll say, price action yesterday. We have a poll going on, and I'm curious what you guys think. Don't read into it. Just vote. At this point, about half of you have just hit C results. Where to even begin? Definitely affecting markets. Seems that Elon and Trump are fighting now. Honestly, I think everyone kind of expected this. They're both, this is reasonable. They're both pretty egotistical people. They're both powerful people. They're butting heads. It seems like they're breaking up. Yesterday, some accusations, some things flew. I'm not going to get into them because that's not what this show is about, but definitely sent markets into some unnatural price action. Markets down, not looking so great today, obviously recovering because it's really nothing better in that sense. But out of all the things said, one thing kind of resonates with me here. Trump saying something about canceling Tesla's contracts, government contracts. Wow, why is my mic so hot again? It's like peeking out. There we go. Turn down a little bit. That is really the biggest thing that I heard that would impact markets. That would be not good for America. We're talking about deficits and things, and you've heard me criticize Musk and the Doge thing, trying to cut government spending, really failing at doing so, kind of pretending they did well, but finding out that it's really not easy to do. The government, it's not easy to cut funding like that. And at times I even said, you would cut way more if you just cut his subsidies and his contracts. But I may have said that, but at the same time, that would not be good for America. Tesla is a very valuable company. They're pushing the edge. They're innovating and they're doing valuable things. So this is probably the biggest part of maybe this whole arc, this whole narrative is, are we going to see a divorce there? Are we actually going to see funding or contracts taken away? And if we did, I think that'd be pretty bearish. Government spending is spiraling out of control. That's always been happening our entire lives. This is really nothing new. I don't think the way to get that under control is to cut SpaceX and Tesla's subsidies and government contracts. But that news, obviously, on everyone's mind. That no surprise there. I think that's all anyone talked about yesterday. The dollar saw a red day. What did the S&P see? I know it saw a red day. SPX, what did you get? Where is this chart? Where is it? You'd think I'd have this pulled up. I just closed Tesla. That would have been a good one to look at, right? Maybe I closed it. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up stocks. Just take a peek here. I know they're at highs now. Back to highs. Let's see. Okay. That took a while. Little red day, but largely markets don't care. And this is a takeaway that we talk about often indirectly is charts, they just seem to go where they're going, right? The news, the narrative, people love to play into these things. It's very human of us. But what tends to happen, or at least in my observation, is you'll see a chart moving in a direction. Some kind of news will come. You'll see maybe the other direction, reversal, whatever, but it usually just continues on course as narratives seem to just kind of fit into the upper and lower bands of what the chart's already doing. We saw this fallout. We saw what could be a significant event, and we're back to highs. We're back to highs on the stocks. Yesterday's losses erased. I think the best thing we can think of for these narrative events is they can create good buying and selling opportunities. The dip yesterday, say on Tesla, maybe not so much in S&P, but I'm sure on Tesla, not a bad buying opportunity. That was my first thought too. Quite a big candle, down 15% in a day, really just coming back to previous resistance, testing it as support. Looks like that's holding today. Like buying opportunity. I don't think that the narratives really ever influence what's going on. I think that there is bigger forces at play that push markets around, and yesterday was a great example of that. So vote in the poll. Don't read into it. Just pick one. I'm curious what we'll end up with. I would pick C results personally. Circle IPOing. Circle or USDC's Papa. Circle IPO'd yesterday, maybe the day before. I believe the IPO didn't it start at $30. I'm not seeing that here. Not seeing that on this. That's what I heard. I read $30. No, all right, maybe not. Began trading Thursday at $69, now hitting a high of $123 today. I'm usually very skeptical on IPOs. In fact, you've heard me say, I feel like IPOs are just a scam. I've never seen them go up. IPOs seem to come out and then they go down. And we've seen lots on this channel. We've covered lots, and that has been the majority of them. Circle so far, not enough time to really judge here, but Circle actually up from its initial trading zone. From 64, let's see the gain in 2 days. 93%. 93%. So is Circle different? I don't know. Stablecoin business obviously is a great business. Tether, probably the most profitable company in the world. People don't talk about that often. Tether, especially if you break it down to per employee, is by far the most profitable company in the world. It's like $90 million an employee or something. But I bet even their margins and shit is crazy. Circle IPOing, letting the public get a little taste of that USDC, up 93%. What do you guys think? That should be the real poll. I'm gonna change this. 33% Elon, 17% Trump. Yeah, this is what I thought. Most of us just like, I don't know. Happy Friday though. I'm gonna change this poll. I'm curious, what do you think? Do you think we see Circle continue to rally? Or do you think it's going to just put a top in and kind of bleed off like all the altcoins, all the IPOs we've seen? Will Circle IPO continue to rally this year? Let's say, yes, sky's the limit. No. Top is close. Bears are coming. All right, let's just do that. Boom. I'm curious. I don't think Circle is different. You know, saying this is different is always such a dangerous thing here in this space. But it is interesting. I'm going to follow it. Looking at just the limited price action we have, which is going to not give us a great idea about the future or any kind of analysis. 125. I like 125. 125 is a solid psychological level. It's our 1618 extension from the only little pullback we have here. That wouldn't be a bad place to look or lock in some profits. This isn't just going to go up, right? It's not going to go up forever. It's going to pull back, even if it does continue even throughout the year to go up. We're going to see pullbacks like we did yesterday. Maybe we see 125 to 103. That would actually be pretty healthy and nice. Like I said, on our radar, but what are we going to do with this chart? We have maybe a few dozen 5-minute candles. We can look at it. We can pull our fib. Maybe we can extrapolate out a little bit here, take this swing low, connect it to 125, assuming it's going to hit. Interesting confluence there, little overlap of 618, so I like that. Down at 91, I don't know. We're going to have to leave it. That's pretty much all we can do for today, but we will set alerts. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm curious what you guys think. It's a profitable business. I personally don't really use USDC. I'm not sure. Chat, do you guys know, does Circle do anything else? I don't know what they do. Tom, you got the IPO shares with Robinhood. There it is. Crypto Kitty, thank you. I was aware. Someone was saying $30, and I was like, where's that on the chart? I guess that was the IPO on Robinhood. Hell yeah. You killed it. I think, hands down, that was the best trade of this week. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a better trade than those of you that got in Circle at 31. Maybe consider, I don't give financial advice here. Please don't construe anything here as financial advice. But if I had gotten in at 30, I'd look to shave a little off. I'd look to lock in a little profit at 125. At this point, you're up 4x. What I would do probably is I would look to sell maybe a fourth of the position, take my capital out, and I still have 75% of that bag to run. You think it's going to go higher? You got 75% of that bag with zero risk, guys. People love to talk about degenerate, getting rich in one trade, get rich quick. I don't know. It's like an imaginary land where not that never happens. It's imagination. People love to talk about it. But that's not what we preach here, because it just doesn't happen. What we preach here, though, is safe investing, risk management, doing things slow, doing it the right way. Kind of relevant example here. I can't verify this data. You might have seen this as a post on the channel, but this is going around Twitter. This month's P&L on PumpFun traders. Actually, what's surprising here is how many people are using PumpFun still. 300,000-ish, it looks like, from this data. I don't even know where this comes from. It has no source. But this isn't even a casino, man. You got better odds at a casino. Like, look at this. 52-ish%. Looking at, lost to 0. This is kind of confusing. 500 to 1K. You would assume this is 500 to 0. Roughly 95% of people either losing money or have gained less than $500. And of course you say people, but these are really just wallets. It's not people. But look at these numbers up here. 5% hitting at 50 to 100K. 300 hitting 100 to 50K. And you have to think of the size here. Those wallets hitting 10K, 50K, 100K. Those wallets probably also have millions in them. Like I doubt any of these tiny wallets are hitting these big wins. That kind of just puts into perspective how few people really hit it big. This illusion of getting rich in one trade. I'm getting myself so sidetracked, but I just like that. Hopefully someone has a source for it. Did anybody say what Circle does? Does Circle do anything else? You use USDC to hold cash? I'll give it to you, Foxy. I also use stable coins in my everyday. I transact with it as a business. Like I pay our employees with it. I use Tether, like USDT, but I probably should use. I trust USDC more, I guess, because it's a US thing. I've honestly just used USDT out of habit. Maybe I should rethink that. Maybe I should look for USDC. If I had to pick, I would trust USDC more. Use it for the APY, not being used on Coinbase. That's smart. I wish they would offer a little bit more. I wish they would bump up. What is it, like 3%, 2%? What's up, Bad Baptist? I see you, brother. It'll be 60 in a month, says Uncle Fester. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it, man. I can't name an IPO that's done well over time. Most of them I don't even think get this kind of rally, though. Maybe they do. We should go back and look. What IPO'd recently? Like Reddit? Reddit? Where's Reddit IPO ticker? What is it? RDDT Reddit. What do they do? Let's see. Let's compare it. This might actually be valuable. Well, here we go. I'll eat those words. This is one that seemingly has done pretty well. This chart actually looks great. I've not looked at this. I admit I have not looked at this maybe since we started looking at it back in March of last year. Though that IPO did start at a rather bullish time. That might have something to do with it. But this chart actually looks really good. Look at this. I'll eat my words here. I'll admit, real man can admit when he's wrong. And sometimes you're wrong here. Reddit IPO did pretty damn well. I don't know what it started at, but here we are at 118. Damn, we might have to follow this chart a little more. This chart looks actually pretty juicy. Not quite the 618. Check this out. Look at that rally. Look at this big gap. Boom, gap filled. Higher low. Whoa, this might be some alpha. We don't usually mess with stocks too much, but a chart's a chart. You catch a chart, you open it up, it looks, it catches your eye. It's worth jumping into. Huh. I didn't expect this. Support. I like this. I like this flat top. I like this higher low. $150. Yeah, all right. Right. We'll come back to this. Reddit, you were a bad example. There has been a lot of IPOs we've followed, though, that have eaten it. And, kind of reminds me of crypto listings. At one point, things listed on CoinBase was just like, buy it, it's bullish, it's going to go up. That eventually kind of broke down. It didn't really work the same way as they added more assets and things. But what I really think impacted it was the market. When Coinbase first started adding coins, it was a very bullish market. And then as they stopped doing well, the market was cooling down. And it was maybe arguably a bear market at the time. Maybe, Reddit came out in March of 24. Maybe that's the same sickness, right? Market's been bullish since then. Maybe IPOs are going to go up. Maybe once the market gets bearish, maybe a signal that we should look for. We just got distracted. Maybe a signal that we should look for is IPOs doing poorly. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? What do they do, though? What does Circle do? What does Circle the business do? They do like loans. They're primarily known for USDC. Circle also offers a platform for payments, investing, money transfers, fundraising. Okay, so kind of like the hot button right now. You love to watch them bounce. Oh no, Gemini said they're going to IPO too, dude. I'm getting flashbacks. I'm getting 2021 flashbacks. Coinbase was an IPO. Here we go. Coinbase was an IPO. But you can see, okay, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the alpha. There's more to it than this, though. There's definitely more to it than this. But something to look at. Coinbase IPO'd in the last run, but it was April of 21. While Bitcoin and crypto did continue a little higher in the end of the year, the run was kind of over at that point, whether we knew it or not. Right? Was it April of 21? Am I speaking gibberish here? Man, time, that's the thing about time. It just keeps going. And then there's just more to remember. Isn't that weird? Okay, I was right. Almost Pico top for the market. Did not perform well, and even now is struggling just to get back to its IPO number. Why? TradingView, why are you not showing all the tickers? There we are. Struggling to get back there. Maybe that's the timing. Maybe it just has to do with timing more than it has to do with anything else. Damn, up 43% though. It's going to close this week rather green. Nice. Interesting. I'm going to keep following this line of thinking because that definitely was a factor in crypto and listings. And no, they're not the same, but they're close. They're similar-ish. Kind of just keeps on slipping, man. Wait about a week or two for Circle to drop. Probably. Now I'm just like thinking about it now. Best IPO in years. TradFi's in crypto. True. Initial offering of 31. This performance marked the strongest first day gain for a US IPO in at least 4 years. The IPO raised approximately 1.1 billion, giving the company 19 billion. Wow. Coinbase only offers USDC, not other stables. Yes. You'll love to watch them bounce. How you doing, Vegas Claw? Bitcoin's going to catch up to M2. Oh, yeah, you guys are asking about M2. Ahmad. Tom, do you think Bitcoin follows M2 global liquidity as per your knowledge? Bitcoin lags M2 by 85 days. Well, a topic I like talking about. M2 itself lags. That's the thing. M2. So many people are talking about M2 now. Blame Benjamin Cohen. So many people are talking about it. M2 itself lags. At least US M2. It is a number updated by the Fed, directly from the Fed. You can go to the Fed site. Just type it on Google, Fed M2 supply. It will be the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. And they update this number. But if you look at it, you will find that itself lags. We only have data from April. So what is it now? June 6th? Plus 31 days in May. That's 37 days plus 30 days in April, 67 days. So this data point, 67 days behind. I mean, I guess it could be April 30th, but I assume it's April 1st data point. It's actually a good question I don't have an answer for. The data itself is lagging. And so people are looking at all of this, like, they're looking at these global M2s and things, and they're not realizing that they're really just looking at, 60 plus day old US data, which I would say is the most important M2 supply, maybe biased, plus all these other M2s from different countries that maybe update in real time. They update faster. So they're not getting a real picture of it. So does it lag? Does it not lag? Is it following it? These are all really important questions, really hard to answer questions. What we could do is maybe something like this. We could look at M2 and we could do a correlation coefficient. And then we could go to Bitcoin USD. Just use Coinbase. And then we could see just how correlated they are. So are they correlated? Since December 23, we have seen that correlation rise. This is a strong rise, a strong correlation. M2 has been moving up. Bitcoin has been moving up in that time. You can see it's kind of flatlined here, but this is a correlation, so it's not really an oscillator in the same way. It being up here, it can just trade sideways, and that just means they're very correlated. But there has been times, so kind of surprising to me, M2 peaked in April of 22, which is very close to the bear market bottom for all markets. And in that time, the correlation between Bitcoin and M2 fell to very low levels, and they were the lowest in 23 in October, when Bitcoin had been moving up and M2 had been really just trading sideways, moving down slowly. So does Bitcoin follow M2 is the question. Sometimes it seems that correlation is strongest when M2 is increasing. And this does make sense. M2, more money chasing assets, more money chasing goods, creates inflation, pushes asset prices up. When M2 falls, Bitcoin doesn't seem, at least, to be as correlated, which might suggest what? That in times of disinflation, Bitcoin doesn't follow M2? The answer is honestly complicated. The answer is not yes or no. The answer is it appears in this time frame, while M2 decreased, Bitcoin was not as correlated. And then as soon as it began rising again, it was more correlated. Here is how I might think of this personally. Do I believe M2 will continue to rise? Absolutely. I don't think M2 is anywhere near done rising. In fact, with the big beautiful bill that was so controversial yesterday, there seems that there is very much not an end of this M2 printing cycle, right? Even if that bill is changed, even if some spending is cut out of it, blah, 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 that doesn't matter. The odds of us becoming into a surplus as the US is almost, I would say, zero. I would say virtually zero. But here is where I'm hesitant to draw any real conclusion. You zoom out on this data and you'll find that what we saw in April 22 is very unusual. Incredibly unusual. In fact, M2 really has never done that before. Maybe at all. We've seen moments, very, very fleeting moments here, like 1 month where, this is in 1966, where M2 really, margin of error went down. Margin of error. It's like not even really moving down. We see M2 flatlining on occasion. Looks like 1993 into 1995. Flatlined. It still is moving up, but moving up very slowly. Before that, actually here, there's little pullbacks, right? But these were so small that they're almost rounding errors. They're not even 1%. Outside of that, we have never seen M2 do this. It has never pulled back in this way. My brain wants to, because I can't explain why. My brain wants to say that they started calculating this different in 22, but I don't think that's the case. I believe that the M1, M2 change in calculation was actually in 2019, 2020. It was before that, right? It was before that. Because if you look at M1, let's do M1. Fred. M1 money? M1 money stock? Money stock? Is it M1? Yeah, it was in 2019 where M1 was changed. 2020, 2019. They changed the calculation of M1. But that, that would be like why I would expect this to have dropped, but that's not the case. It's back here. So that kind of makes me wonder, why did they do that then? Probably COVID related, but I wonder if that was like to hide something. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. We've never really seen this, and I don't have an explanation. Maybe you guys do. Anybody? Anybody a genius here? Anybody know 𝐿𝐴 personally? Happen to know? Couldn't check your poll. No idea about Circle. Same. Well, you just hit see results. M2 and Bitcoin. Yeah, so kinda. But here's the takeaway that I can definitely say. I don't expect this to slow down. I don't expect this to stop. The data is lagging. We may never see this happen again. So is Bitcoin going to be correlated with M2? Probably. At least they're likely to both continue up. And it makes sense logically. If there's more money, it shouldn't just be Bitcoin that's correlated, though you could argue specifically it should be, logically. But everything should go up. The more money that we have, the greater the prices of everything. That's just how everything works. That's just facts. Big facts. I love M2. I love this chart. It's spicy. I've been so just like distracted off topic. Let's look at this. On Wednesday, you tuned in because you're Chad. You're Chad or Chadhead out there. You tuned in. Our thumbnail was Golden Cross right now. People said, didn't it already come? It did. But we had another Golden Cross. One that is arguably equally important to the Bitcoin Golden Cross that we saw in May. Total crypto market cap. Total crypto market cap. We had the Golden Cross. We're live on Wednesday. Yesterday's sell-off. This is why I said kind of unnatural. Man, I got off topic. Unnatural price action yesterday. Narratives not really being drivers of the market, but maybe just maybe just how to put this, like the tennis rackets just hitting something back and forth. I don't know. It looked like Total could have done this, right? It looks like this is what it was going to do anyway. It had a Golden Cross, it tested it. We had this big scary market event, and what happened? We just hit the cross and bounced. Perfect test of that Golden Cross. Now today, we're seeing some follow through to the upside across the market. This is a pretty nice place to bounce. That Golden Cross, if this is it, if that's the test, we probably have higher prices in the shorter term future. I think you can imagine some kind of position here, and this is Total, so you're not actually doing this. But imagine some kind of concept here in a trade where you're looking for a long, where you put the TP is really up to you. But the stop or the kind of invalidation would be if we start closing candles, or if we close a candle below this Golden Cross, below the 50 or 200 day. You can't actually trade Total, but you can apply this maybe to anything in the space right now. It's like you take a long, you see this trade down, which could happen over the weekend. It could happen next week. See a trade down, you see it close below 3.1 trillion. That might be the signal to get out of a different long in a different asset. This is a beautiful test so far. And this actually, man, that's not bad. This actually looking good on Bitcoin as well. This is kind of what got my jollies for me today. Not the exact same setup, but we did have the Golden Cross marking the top in May, the local top. We did have the pretty standard 10% pullback, 9-10% pullback after the Golden Cross. We saw that back here last year, 9.3%. We saw that all the way, back here, maybe? Kind of. We didn't actually see it. It's not as clear here. Maybe we'll take that. Okay, here, we'll cherry pick. 8-9% here after the Golden Cross, whatever. We've seen pretty consistently somewhere in that realm post G cross. Here we go. And look at where it lines up. Look at where it hits. Perfectly to that 50 MA. I think there is reasoning. We're just talking about Total. Again, not financial advice. This is just conceptual. But I think there is some kind of logic here, looking for a position that's betting up with a stop on a close below the 50-day. If we close below the 50-day, the logical next move is to go explore that 200-day moving average down at about 95,000, close to the yearly open, 93.3, very special number to our hearts. But this is really a solid bounce. We were talking potentially, a lot of you are saying, oh, head and shoulders, head and shoulders. And I said, maybe, but we need to break the neckline. And even in that scenario, we said this on Wednesday, even in the scenario where that happens, you are likely to what? Get a retest of that neckline. And if you're feeling bearish, that's a place you could look to get out of a position, a place you could hedge, you could look to short, boom, back to the neckline. This is officially a head and shoulders. However, if it's closing up high, if we can trade above the right shoulder, we've invalidated it. It's a failed head and shoulders. But we have the whole thing. We have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline, broken, back tested neckline. That's about as clean as it gets. About as clean as it gets on Bitcoin. Our quarterly support, we said 102.6 in typical Bitcoin fashion. Oh man, that's not quarter. Wait. Whoa. I said quarterly. Shit, I misspoke. I don't remember where I said that, but I said somewhere recently that 102.4 was the quarterly order block. I don't remember where I said that. That's a little flashback. Monthly previous resistance. We have tapped it. We have bought up. Staying above 102.4 here. This is such a clean back test of resistance as support. This is incredibly bullish. I think that would be my invalidation. If I took a long position under 102.4, I'd be out. I am still in a long. Maybe I should actually check up on that at some point. What are we doing here? Looking for a bullish engulfing close, battling it out. You know how this will go. I'm sure people got excited this morning, and now they're bored out of their mind as the market again has kind of blue ballsed us. Gave us this beautiful V-shaped recovery, and now we're just going to have to wait for it. I bet we just chill here until close. I bet we sit here and sweat it out until close. How can I draw this better? I'll do it like this. I like it. Either way, no matter how you draw that neckline, we are back above it. So closing up here, largely invalidating of that structure. Still a lower high. RSI, this is definitely something to be looking at. Lower high, higher high on RSI. We're a little extended here on the hour for not breaking to a new high. 104.7. I mean, damn. What a day. People were shaking in their boots yesterday. Now we're looking to close bullish engulfing right off that 50-day. That's a beautiful bounce. That's the kind of bounce that we're looking for here. Definitely some updates quick. Where we go. Some updates. Solana, we were talking about this on Wednesday, and I said, I don't think we're done. We were just ranging here in the 150s. I said, I don't think we're done. I think we're going to see a full test of 143. Boom. This was here from before. That is a beautiful trade. The long position I shared in the Crown Crypto group. We're going to have a little chill later tonight in the Crown Crypto group. You can join. If you go to joincrowncrypto.com, you can get a free week trial. You can join us tonight. A little exclusive price action. But I posted this along in the group, the private group. Doing well so far, we'll see. But this Solana trade, fire, bro. Rejecting from the 200, testing fully. Look at this daily close. I wish Bitcoin had actually closed like this above 102.6, but whatever. Wicked below, closed above 143. Let's go. Not being greedy with this, maybe looking for 171. If you're really not being greedy, I think you take this trade just back to like 160. Just back to that 50. What do I think about this, though? Still kind of looks weak. You have a little bullish divergence building. This does look a little weaker than I expected. I was hoping for maybe a wee more strength off of 143. 100 daily moving average coming on into play. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and make that call right there. Let's go. Let's go. Off the 100, back to the 50. This is actually maybe setting up to look pretty. Conservative trade definitely to 160. Looking for. We've made a lot of good bounce plays on like that left shoulder tag, like lower high. Let's take a look at Sol BTC. Where are you? Dude, I hate this. It's like all of the freaking tickers are gone. I have to keep enabling it. Wait, apply to all? Is that what I have to do? I don't know if that'll work, but whatever. Does that button do anything? Apply to all? I don't think so. Buy, sell buttons. Apply to all. Okay. Bitcoin to Sol. Still better than it has been, I suppose. No, not exponential moving average. Ew. Ew. Don't ask me why I don't like exponential moving averages. There's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just not my jam. Let me finish this thought here. Let me finish this thought and I'm gonna get to the chat, see what you guys are looking at. Not feeling confident in Sol BTC. Not yet. Ethereum. FBTC still holding strong, okay. ETHUSD, I was bullish on it Wednesday, although I didn't say I only think it's going to go up. My feelings of Ethereum have changed from I'm bearish to I'm back to bullish on it. Nope, it didn't apply the canvas in the background. This is mad annoying. Apply it all. There it is. But still not stopped out. Let's see, battling with 2,500. Still technically flagging that 50-day moving up. Price may come meet it. I still think this is going to break to the upside. What do we got? Money flow green on the FBTC pair. Waiting for popcorn. Waiting for popcorn. What's up? I just got a thingy. 𝐂𝐨51 joined the Crown Crypto Group. My guy. My guy. Welcome. See you tonight. I haven't put the time out. We'll see later tonight. Bitcoin 50 daily total. Golden Cross tested. Solana M2. CoinBase Unspectacular. Circle IPO. I think that's all that I really wanted to cover today, right? Let's just breeze through. Tron strong as ever. Gold. Silver's having some time too. Gold consolidating below all-time high. Gold's probably looking for higher highs this year. CME, same gibberish. All right. That's all those are all the charts I want to get through. We're good. Let me refresh the chat, and I apologize. I'm sure you sent lots of messages. I'm sure you thought I was ignoring you. I just wasn't reading the chat. I gotta just like power through. Gotta power through my stuff, or else I just get lost. I just get lost, and I never end up talking about the things I want to talk about. So I'm never ignoring you. Let me see. My trade on Femex. Let me look at this quick. Still up 6%, but man, it was underwater earlier. I've had this open for a while. 6%, not really what I'm hoping for. Whoa. Okay, whatever. I don't care about that. Had this open for a while. Dude, stop doing that. Not super happy about 6% gain. Guess better than a 6% loss. This is a $20,000 position, but nothing too crazy. This is on Femex, by the way. No restrictions on Femex. That's what they want me to say now. They're like, can you say no restrictions? I was like, sure, I can say no restrictions. Chat. Man, did we freeze a little bit? Did we drop some frames? No. Weird. Stop loss accepted. Yeah, I guess I clicked, that little plus button. I guess I clicked the plus button. I looked though, it's at like 90K, so I'm not super worried. Did I go over Pepe already? Nah, I didn't go over Pepe. Ooh, platinum at a 3-year high. That's worth a gander. gold, silver, platinum. Mike Maguni is celebrating. What's he celebrating? Goat and Giga memes. Dude, why? How are you still buying memes? How are you still buying memes, bro? How you buying memes? Platinum. Platinum looks like Litecoin or something. Litecoin just like sideways for years. That's a nice little breakout here on this week. Beautiful bullish order block. Breakout. Okay. All right, Platinum. Do I have any indicators on here? Probably not. Probably not. Let's take a peek. We can do like yearly candles on this bad boy. At the 20-year moving average. Damn. 1,000. Look at that resistance. Yearly resistance. 1,000, I'll call it. If we see a rejection on platinum, it might be an entry at 1,000. Honestly, though, based on how this moved, I wouldn't even doubt to see down 900 again before it breaks out. Metals are so weird. But maybe we should also factor in that metals like gold have been moving very differently from how we've seen them move for many years. Maybe platinum's included. Maybe silver, copper, whatever. Maybe these are all charts we should be interpreting a little different. Gold's newfound vigor might extend out to other metals. 200-month moving average. Man, we don't got none of these in crypto. 200-month moving average. Damn. Above it. Was it 2021's high? February? Looks like platinum kind of peaked out with the rest of assets, though, in 21. This is kind of a crazy chart, I'm not going to lie. It may go all the way. It might look to retest that February high. Regardless, I think this is the play. This is how I would trade it. Something like this. I'd look for that 1,000, 1,100. Look to play that to 1,200, something like that. You get stopped out. You look down here. Was it like 914 on the yearly? You look down here, drag it. Yeah, something like that. Good chart though. Good chart. I'd say like something like that. I feel like it's going to want to come back there. Maybe that's just a gut feeling. Maybe I'm just super pessimistic on the volatility of metals. That's probably it too. Eth is slimy. What's up, Dave? Why does Eth not perform as expected? Well, how do you expect it to perform? Maybe it's not Ethereum that has a problem. Cup and handle? Yeah. No, this is bullish. I would not call this chart bearish in any way. When I say I would look for this, that's not a bearish thing. It's a bullish thing. If I was bearish, I wouldn't be looking for an entry. Why is ETH not performing as expected? Well, is it ETH not performing, or is it your expectations, sir, that are incorrect? I would lean towards your expectations are incorrect. How do you expect it to perform, though? To just go up, right? Ethereum's doing what all the other altcoins are doing. Like, it's faring better than some of them. I would argue it's doing exactly as expected. There's really no what are the expectations though? That's the real question. You're wondering why ETH isn't going up? You know what, man? I think realistically, and I'm not a narrative guy, I think realistically ETH has not been going up in this time because Solana took its pie. Ethereum in the previous runs was like the place to go. That's where all these alts are that people are gambling on. Jumping in, they're buying Ethereum to buy these whatever coins that are coming out. People aren't doing that with Ethereum anymore. Not as much. Certainly not as much. Maybe like 1/10 as much as they were. Solana kind of took that pie. That would be my best explanation. I would also argue that the proof of work, the merge, was sabotage. Another reason you could say is the Ethereum Foundation seems to, every single time this thing gets to a high, they seem to transfer millions and millions of dollars of ETH and they dump it on the open market. Maybe next time they will sell it OTC. Maybe there'll be OTC buyers for them to scoop it up instead. ETH is AOL. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's up 100% 1 month. That's pretty good. Yeah, exactly. I said maybe your expectations, right, are what's not aligned. not necessarily Ethereum itself. It's yeah. From its low, 100%, exactly 100%. That's kind of suspicious there. It did close, and I didn't notice this. It closed May above its 50-month moving average, which I think is a good signal. It is a very good signal. Like I said, I flipped from bearish to bullish. I think Ethereum has a good shot at returning to 4,000. That's still a good buy zone, says Jets. Explanations. Yeah, you got to explain it. It's like Mike Tyson. Choose an 8 on paper. SPX is up 365%. SPX is up 365% in a month. What? What? We're not looking at the same SPX, my friend. What's up, Crypto Steve-O, my buddy? You like to argue that I'm the smartest, most humble person in crypto, followed by the pickle who's a decent. Thank you, brother. I don't know about that. But I appreciate it. Flattery. I appreciate the flattery. Sorry, 3 months. No, I mean, it doesn't matter what time frame really you go to. The S&P, SPX has not been up 300% since. Doesn't really matter what time frame. Where are we at now? 5,000. So we gotta go like 1,800. Still not. There we go. In the last 13 years, I believe you meant. The last 13 years. Oh, SPX 6,900. Who cares? Who cares? It also probably fell 90% or something. I don't even have a chart for it. I don't even have a chart for it. I feel like I have looked at it though. I wonder why I don't have a chart for it. I don't want to look at MEXC. Here we go. Yeah, all right. I will take back something. I'll take back that it is not as in the dumps as I thought it was. But I will also stand by my it fell down 85%. The fact that it's now up, what, 300% is like, just in my opinion, call me when it breaks all-time high, right? You may buy here and it may never go up again. That is just how a lot of altcoins play. It may, but I mean, not your altcoin. Not if you like this one. Probably not yours then. Yeah, like that can be said about so much. This one is better than most. This is better than most. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Like what I'd MOG up or something, some other crapper. What is this up? 220. Okay, well maybe it's on par. It was up 460%, but now it's down another 47%. Like, it's like people. It is similar to people yelling about how much S&P is up, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's the biggest gain in the S&P. It's up 25%." It's like, yeah, but dude, you're still 2% below your all-time high. You haven't hit an all-time high since the beginning of the year. Got to put it in perspective. Nice. We're back to the bullish engulf. We're just flirting on this line. Polymatic. Any hopes for Polkadot? I don't think I've looked at Polkadot. What about? I'll pull up some random charts. I haven't looked at like random ones in a while. Let's see. Matic against Bitcoin, I don't think is done falling. It's going to be a big factor here. I don't think it's done. Still has room down on the Bitcoin pair. Let's see. Did not test 31. Looks like 18.7 did hold though. Did not test 18.7 again. It's okay. So this is how I felt about Ethereum for a while, months. Same thing here. I need Matic to show me. show me you got some bull in you. Show me there's buyers. Show me this chart is not just going to bleed forever. I will say retake 31 cents, hold it. Retake 31 cents and hold it. I believe you're moving. Until then, I think you're just shitting the bed still. I think you might even look for 31. That's what you're looking for before. You might then reject, look for lower. Like this right here is massive resistance. This is massive support. 22, tested again in 24, failed the high. You broke the structure. Retake 31. You can start talking about being bullish. And until then, man, and then I'm just talking out my ass right now. But until then, this is honestly like what I'm thinking. This is what I'm looking for. I'm not trying to FUD Matic or anything. I'm just looking at this chart. I was of the exact same opinion with Ethereum. I was saying Ethereum, you just keep falling. You keep failing highs. You keep hitting support, bouncing, getting sold, breaking support, bouncing, and failing to retake that previous support. That's what I'm seeing here on Matic. There's nothing specific. It's just the chart. Until that pattern breaks. It could happen quickly, for all you know, it could happen tomorrow. Until that breaks, I'm just looking down. And when you look down on this chart, you don't have anything here. You could randomly bounce at any of these prices, but there's just nothing here. It's a void. It's a gap. The next support, because you've broken your major support, is down here. Now, you don't have to do major support to bounce. We've seen it happen. But until proven otherwise, that's what I'm looking for. I'm sorry, Matic. I'm rooting for you. I have some Matic. In fact, guys, you probably won't believe this, but Matic is one of my largest gainers in my portfolio to this day, percent-wise. Not dollar-wise. Certainly it's something dollar-wise, but percent-wise. I somehow bought some of this stuff like back here in 2019 and forgot, like just didn't think about it. It's up like thousands of percent still. I might have even bought it lower. I might have even bought it like really, really early. I think I sold a little bit, but like I have some of this. I'm holding it. I want to see it go up. It's one of my most successful bags. But you gotta show me. You gotta show me. You can't just live on hopes and dreams. DOT, man, DOT is brutal. SEI, give me a sec. Let me go to this bad boy. This looks like shit. DOT, you look like shit. Wow. 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 Look at that. Support test. Support test. Lower high test. Bro. This looks really bad. It looks really bad, but yeah, no follow-up actually, just it looks really bad. Below all the moving averages. Every moving average, below everything. What is happening with this? I feel like there's something going on. Like, is there like a lot of coins unlocked, or like the devs pulling it? Like what? It just looks like no matter what, it just gets sold immediately. The selling moment. It seems to like to bounce at 350. Maybe there's a play at 350. Maybe get on. Maybe like 350 to $5. I don't know. But dude, I again would love to be wrong. I'm sure I have DOT somewhere. Sure I have DOT. Some amount. Love to be wrong, but man, I think there are better horses. Does it have a shot? I think you could get out of your position at some point. If alts or when alts have their day in this cycle, that's in my opinion it'll happen, you'll get higher prices. Like rising tides rise all ships, whatever they say. You probably get out $10. If we have like a peak alt mania, you probably can get higher, but I don't know. I don't know how confident I am that this will ever hit all-time high again. At least not in the short mid-term future. Not trying to FUD DOT. Anytime I say something bad, people are like, you're trying to FUD it. It's like, man, I don't give a shit. I don't care enough to FUD these things. Like I'm just looking at the chart. Damn, that Bitcoin pair is brutal too. Boom, boom, break, reject, boom, damn. This does not look done bleeding. Where I might look for a bounce on this, though, is whenever DOT eventually hits 320 sats. I think this is possible. This is definitely a knife to play. Probably better bets out there. We're gonna move on after this one. Probably better bets out there, but I bet that could be played. Something like this. Back to this. Once tested support, like 320 to 530. You're gonna have to wait for that, though. That's what I'm saying. I think there's better plays. I'm gonna even put an alert here. I'm gonna put an alert. It's gonna have a message. It's gonna say check.bitcoin. Might be a good buy scalp to 530 sats. There we go. There it is, to remind me. It's our weird ass noise. Talk about degen. What's degen? Sunny Sun. How are you, Sunny Sun? Sunny Sun. ZBCN. Well, thanks. Yeah, William, I don't know, man. You're not alone, dude. So many of these charts look like shit, and maybe I'm being too pessimistic. Maybe I'm too down on alts right now. I think you're gonna have opportunities to get out. Here's what I would say is I definitely wouldn't look to double down. I want to look to have more personally. I think that's a bad bet. about Tree Fitty. Never should have changed the name. Yeah, right. AVAX Cardano. Matic hurt me. I know, I did. Matic had a good stablecoin narrative. I mean, if you, I guess it is like the dollar, right? Just, it's a stablecoin, but it goes down every year. It's worth less. All I see are crushed dreams. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I feel you, man. My portfolio is like 80% Bitcoin, but it isn't because I invested 80% in Bitcoin. I regret buying a lot of alts. It's because my alts just got so crushed that they just take up a smaller and smaller percent. Bitcoin looks so good. Let's go. When they hate you for being objective. I know, dude. It's because Gina left. Ah, Gina. Loose lips sink ships. Da-da-da. It's the best chart we've looked at. I mean, we've looked at Bitcoin, son. We've looked at Bitcoin. We've looked at total. It's not the best chart. It's better than some. It's better than SPX 69,000. Looks on par with the other degenerate kind of meme whatever coins of its cycle. It looks better than the coins of the last cycle because all the coins of the last cycle look like this. They look so much worse. It's like, I would say it's on par with kind of the ones of its class, of its cycle. What do we got? Someone said AVAX. AAVE broke our dreams again. AAVE almost broke out this week, right back down. AVAX, ADA, a lot of A coins you guys want to look at. Let's look at ADA. Right at entry. Still, this market is so god dang boring. Oh my god. Like, holy shit. Pat yourself on the back if you're here. And this is a slim pickings stream. We got 412 viewers. This is just so boring. Pat yourselves on the back. This market has been grinding us out. I've had people who have made all of their fortune in crypto, much more than I ever made, changed their life, they're, whatever, just super wealthy now, and they're messaging me going, dude, I'm just so bored and sick of crypto. And I was like, you ain't wrong. I feel you. I've just married it in a way that I don't get the luxury of, taking a little break. Like, what does this do? Dude, it's still at 62 cents. Good news is maybe it's at entry. Maybe that's a good buy. Like, macro on this, I think is still strong. It's starting to look like Doge. I think Doge macro is still strong. You have like a bottom into a high, a higher low, into a higher high. Now you're looking for a higher low. It's very similar to Doge in that sense. If 50 cents comes on ADA, this year, I'd probably be a buyer. Probably would be a little adder. It's like the same thing. It's like you have a bottom, you have a high, you have a higher low, you have a high, you have a higher low. For now, fingers crossed. Like, this is strong. I think it will break up. I think it will go. I think the same is true of ADA. It's just, you gotta wait. You gotta wait, son. By the way, if you're out there and you haven't hit that like button or subscribe button, I'd appreciate you if you did. AVAX versus Bitcoin. Damn, those were some fire lines, huh? All right. And damn, that hit too. Look at that. That's spicy. That hit. Perfect rejection. A reason that I like the Bitcoin pairs is their charts, their analysis seems to like play better. It seems to like actually follow the rules more often. The USD pairs, they're just like, in crypto, don't give a shit a lot of the time. It's like, you don't get the bounces, you don't get the tests, it just does whatever. This is not a great look either. Unsurprising though, it's going to be incredibly hard to find a chart that doesn't look bad in its Bitcoin pair. Dominance has not shown weakness yet. It's still ripping. Bitcoin's still showing everybody who's boss. And so until that changes, this is going to be very common. 40% down to the last support. Let's check this out. My long got racked. It got hit. Actually, that played out really well. Man. All these charts look the same. Broke structure. No div. That's okay. Got that McDonald's loving it arches. It's 2:08. Okay. Been on an hour. Not bad, not bad. Do I have any trades open on BYDFI still? I think next week I might just start doing scalping live. I don't know. Just to mix it up. If nothing spicy's happening, to mix it up. Oh yeah, it closed at 106. I could reopen that. I could reopen that. Yeah, when we pumped in May, I forgot about this. I had a long open. You guys saw me. And then it took profit and bought 93. I don't know why it doesn't have the sell marker here, but it was like 106. And then we watched it go to like 112. And I was like, well, that's annoying. I don't remember setting that. Now looking good. I might reopen that. Negative funding. By the way, BYDFI and Femex, great exchanges. No restrictions. Stay out of your business. They're good partners of this channel. If you sign up using my link and you ever have an issue, network disconnected. If you sign up using my links for any exchanges that I rep, and you ever have an issue, you can come to me in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown, and I'll fight for you, provided it's a legitimate grievance. Provided it's a legitimate grievance. You can't come to me and be like, I lost trades and they took my money. And be like, yeah, well, you lost their trades. Can't help you there. Battling it out. You gave your KYC on Coinbase. Same. You know what? Let's do this poll. So 43% looking bully, 28% looking berry. Okay, not a bad split for us. 29 just wanted to see the results. I have a real poll for you. Did you know we have the #1 free trading course on YouTube? And of course, when I say #1, I mean #1 according to Tom Crown. 420 viewers, blaze it. Blaze it, boys. Let's get 420 likes. Let's say yes. I've watched. Bring this over. Yes, I watched some episodes. Yes, but I haven't. I haven't watched any yet. No, I didn't know about it. What are the other options? You knew about it, you watched it. You knew about it, you didn't watch it, or you didn't know about it. Those are the only options, right? Let's start the poll. I'm curious. How many people are unaware of the awesome free trading course that we have? Yeah. Mute. There we go. Free. Look at these views. 400 million, 430,000, 344,000, 340,000, 276,000, 277,000. Look at all these. Who wasn't aware? I'm curious because it seems that YouTube doesn't always tell people. We're coming out with new episodes all the time. There's 33 in this course, in this playlist. Who wasn't aware? I'm curious just because I don't know. I don't feel like I don't feel like they're served to our viewers. Have you seen the #1 free trading course on YouTube? There we go. Made a button for it. Playlist. There we go. Perfect. Curious. Let me know. Soothing voice. It is in the videos. Tesla. It pulled up Tesla, but I didn't really look at it. I think Tesla probably was at a very solid buying opportunity yesterday. We have had some awesome calls on Tesla, though. Like some of the best. Some of our best calls have been on the Tesla. Ooh, we got a new subscriber. What's up? What up? More new subscribers. Hell yeah. What's up, Yogu Renee B? Yulia. I missed Good Gift Papa. AC, Melissa Roberts, Abhishek, Victor William. 𝐂𝐴𝐵𝐵𝐵 subscribed, but 𝐂𝐴𝐵𝐵𝐵 was already subscribed. That's weird. TikTok Comer, Envikas, 𝐒𝐳 Makis Fikri, Ahmed BM, Andre. We got a bunch of new names. If you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet, it is subscriber only chat, so if you want to chat, you got to subscribe. But I'll shout you out. Welcome to the fam. We're live here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, often more, putting out free videos probably every 2 weeks-ish. We've been live on YouTube 6 years. I don't know. I'll probably do another 6 years. Another 6 years to go, and then I'm done. That's all you get. You only get 12 years out of me. Weird. Not weird, just, I don't know, interesting chart coincidence. Tesla also testing its 50-day moving average. Weird. That's weird. I'll just say weird. Weird because that's what Bitcoin just did. Literally yesterday. I think Tesla has more bounce in it. Bottomed. Higher low. Breakout to the 618. Rejected from the 618. Sold off to previous resistance. Potentially holding it as support now. I think I'd be long on Tesla over short, at least to 330. Depends on how bullish you're feeling. If you're very, very bullish, I mean, you probably look to hold that all the way. I think a stop, though, this is the obvious stop, just below 275, right below yesterday's low. Could be played. You don't really want to see it go lower than here. You've barely held on to the low. You lose that. You break market structure. Lose 270, and I think you're looking at this then. A little head and shoulders-y. I need a new alert. Tesla. I got my Tesla. right at the fucking bullish engulf daily, just right at it, literally within dollars. Bitcoin, as we said at the beginning of the stream, I think it's just going to dick around here at 104.7 until the end of the day, and it's either going to close below or bullish engulf. Really, it's going to go up or down? Yeah, I think it's just going to tease us here. I'm bullish though. I'm bully. I've heard a lot of people talk about 112 being the top of the bull market. No, I don't think so. I think we have at least another significant leg ahead. It could be this quarter. Could be all the way in Q4. Could be at the end of the year. That historically has been the case. But I think it's coming. And then I think we just have to say it is most likely that is the end of the bull run. 2026 starts the cycle anew. That's a great back test. I really hope 1024 holds. This is such a good back test. You closed high, back tested the previous resistance. Now just send it. Send it to like 130, 140. Send her it. Interesting. 44% of you never heard of it. It's only 60 votes, that's why. Interesting. And you don't got a lot. It's okay if you've heard of it and didn't watch it. You know, like, not everybody wants to watch videos. Not everybody's a learner that way. How's Adam? I don't know. 150x long, Jesus Christ, KJ. You're good at DCAing immediately before the dip. Isn't it the easiest to buy right before it goes down? It's the easiest to sell it right before it goes up. It's amazing. Everybody wants to look at coins that start with the letter A today. Think about it. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know what that means. I have noticed that pattern though. That like when coins, I don't know, there's just like times and places where people like, I don't know, they like just are looking at coins with the same letters, and it seems to come in waves. Adam versus BTC looks absolutely bad. Absolutely bad. And this would be enough, at least for me, to be like, I wouldn't be interested in the USD pair either. This week, it's broken to a new all-time low against Bitcoin. Not a great indication of it going up in the short term. An indication of it's on its biggest, deepest discount, though, against Bitcoin that's ever had. Not a great way to start the chart. Not a great way. The dollar pair really not any better. Not really any better here. Let's clean this up. Yeesh. Yeesh. All right. Looks like March. Broke low in March. I mean, here you go. I can say this with confidence. Your next support below you, $2. $2. Strong support. Resistance, I'll go with 720. 720. Yeah, right there. This is honestly, I feel like this is what it wants to do. That's honestly what I feel, like a wick. Maybe it doesn't even hit the 2. You guys keep making me look at depressing charts. We're trying to have a fun Friday. No, I'm just playing. Trying to have a fun Friday where everybody has a good time and we bring the good vibes into the weekend and we have a good weekend and we all forget about how miserable crypto is. Yeah, this. I would be looking for downside, but I would also be looking for a test maybe of what, $5, $5.40. I think this 200-day gets tapped. I think what happens is this will break up to the 200-day. If it rejects from the 200-day, I think you're moving down. You fell below the 200-day moving average. You haven't tested it on Atom. You've stayed below, which is not good, but you haven't rejected from it yet, so that's in its favor when the chart looks like this. You're going to see a test of the 200. That is likely going to decide its fate in the next move. If it can break through, I think you're going to move up to at least 720. Maybe you start an uptrend of some kind. If you reject from that 200-day at 550, we'll call it, I think you're going to come down here. I think you're going to find if you have bidders below this yearly low. Man, I want to be optimistic. I want to be positive about these coins. But the charts are making it hard. Remember, you're getting wrecked in trading. Everybody gets wrecked in trading. But if you're getting wrecked in trading, you're feeling bad about trading, whatever it is, guys, just take a break. You don't have to be trading all the time. The number one way to get really, really wrecked in trading is to have that feeling, and we all get it. The feeling that you have to get back what you lost, right? You lost something, you're mad about it, you're emotional over it, and you're like, I have to get it back. That is how I've seen almost everybody end up with nothing. Sometimes it is okay to get a little wrecked and then take a break. And what you can do if you want to rationalize this for yourself is you can say, I'm going to take a break just until the market conditions are better for me trading. Until, we're trending up clearly or trending down clearly or something that, you're better, you feel more control over. Really, the trick, though, is to just take a break and get out of that getting it back mindset. Because I promise you're not going to get it back. You're just going to get yourself deeper in that hole because you're probably burned out. You're probably overworked on it. You probably don't have enough time, enough kind of energy, bandwidth to do what you need to do. Just take a break. Definitely tune into these streams, though. Keep you updated. Tune into the streams. Don't go anywhere. But it's okay to take a break from trading. Oftentimes, just DCAing, just chilling, holding, is the most profitable thing you can do. Oftentimes. I would say the majority of the time even. Trading is the optimal thing to do in such small windows. I think it's Bitcoin. Bitcoin on average has 10 days in a year where it puts on, it's like more than 50% of its gains for the year. Like 10 days out of 365. It's like 1 day a month, a little bit less. It's okay. In fact, it's not just okay. It's probably best to wait and only take the best trades that you can find. The mindset of I got to get it back, it puts you in this position of you're taking shitty trades. You're taking trades that you don't really feel confident in, you don't really like. But you're taking them because you have this sense of urgency. You feel like if you don't get it back right now, you'll never get it back. Take a break, wait for conditions to improve. They will eventually. Circle, SPX. Bitcoin versus stocks fell. Broke structure a little here. That's not good. No definitive breakout. I don't like that. Mr. Crown. Senor Crown. Hola. Me no trade. You don't have to. What's up, Janix? How you doing, bro? Yeah, majority of gains happen in a handful of days. It's facts. And what that means is you could only trade a few times a year and still hit the big ones, right? Let me see who's here. Adam Buzzard, what's up, bro? You're always here. I love you. Chris, Crypto Kitty, still here. Cheers. Crypto Steve O, Dave Jensen, Dripping Cards, N, Gold Dragon, OG, man. What's up, Jay Tice, Janix, Jets, Crunk, Mems? You guys have been here the whole stream. Cheers. Romanian Pitul, Sunny Sun, XRP Goat still here. Probably because I made him mad about about SPX 69,000. Though hopefully you saw that. I mean, just most of these charts look like shit, man. I love being optimistic. I love being bullish. Just gotta say what's there. Verhoofde Flufen, my friend. Moonman, how are you? Coden, you've been here since the very beginning. Drum Hop, what's up, boys? Bullish Mike. Smoking the bongs. Oh, that's about to be me. About to be me taking hits from the bongs. Well, actually, no, it won't be. Not until later. Not until later, because we've got a little powwow tonight. Got a little powwow tonight for the joincrowncrypto.com for the private group. Definitely don't want to be off my ass for that. No, I'm gonna be sober as usual. In a day. Today, much calmer than yesterday. Yesterday was crazy. I'm enjoying the calmness of today. Oh, yeah. Harry Mack. I won't play it. Too calm. Too calm. Should you join the group? It's not for everybody, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's not for everybody. The price was 50% off if you use the code VIP, but also you get a free week trial. It's not for everyone. It's not cheap. It's not for everybody. You can check it out. Decide. Dominance is not done. It's just looks like it's repeating what it did in November. What's lame though is it looks like it's repeating what it did in November, and that's when XRP and stuff just boomed. But we didn't get any boom on this one. Like nothing went up. It was just Bitcoin went down a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Popcorn's not done. These charts are so slow. S&P looking to close a strong week. Litecoin just looking like shit as usual. CoinBase janky. Total bully. I didn't look at SEI or SUI. I'm sorry, fam. Didn't get to everything today, but we will be live Monday, 1 p.m. East right here. Should tune in, subscribe, join us. Glad to see you on Mitch's stream and joining Vegas. Yeah, actually, me and Mitch hung out like the whole time. Mitch is my boy. We had a good time. I just like jumped in the bag. I was like, hey. 100 votes, man, bear market for votes. We'll end that poll. Here's what we'll do. We'll be live again on Monday. Hope you join. You can jump in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. It's free. If you sign up with any of the links in the video description below, or really anywhere that you find at links, you will get some special VIP roles and rooms and access in that Discord. If you're really looking to invest in yourself, take it to the next level, check out joincrowncrypto.com. We're going to be having an exclusive stream later tonight there. You can get a free week trial. You can join us tonight. Check it out. It's not for everybody, but it is for those really looking to invest in themselves and make it through these times. It's not a signals group. You post some trades and stuff, but it is not a signals group. It is more. It's more than that. It's like a holistic approach to succeeding in crypto, and I want to help you. And I love you, fam. Let's go have fun. Enjoy Friday. Nothing's going on. Crypto will be here when you get back. I promise nothing will happen. Hood, I heard Hood was popping. Damn. Should have told me earlier, man. I'm not trying to like wrap it up and you're like, look at Hood. I heard it was popping though. Damn. This was an IPO. Maybe it's just like now IPO time. Is it IPO go time right now? 85. Something tells me it's not going to go to 400. Damn. Someone was saying that on the Wolf Spaces earlier. Let's go. Let's go, Hood. Hood was at the Bitcoin conference for their crypto thing. We'll check this out on Monday. I love y'all. I will see you soon.